Welcome, we are back with another episode of Zero to Hero. At this point, it's safe to say I'm addicted to this season. My bad for making you wait for so long for the next episode, but I've just been having such a blast playing Demon Hunter. If you're a subscriber, you've probably noticed I've been posting some high level keys, and if you're a loyal Zero to Hero enjoyer, well, that's just straight up spoilers for you. I did not expect to be pushing high keys this early on in the season, but then I saw Yoda TV flexing his 10 keys, and you already know I had to whip out mine.
What do you mean by that?
Pause. Although, they've all moved on to 14s now, while I'm still barely failing 12s.
Hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
Now, I know showing you lower keys might feel like a disservice, but they're still pretty entertaining and it's fun to show you how much I've progressed. So let's kick off this episode with the latest dungeon of the season, Operation Floodgates. I know you all love big pulls, so the first one is always the best. Everyone's got cooldowns and everyone's ready to pump, and it's just pure chaos. Later keys though, this pull becomes an absolute nightmare. Let me introduce you to the Shreddinators, a name that was probably generated from an Xbox 360 gamer tag. This guy is the biggest pug killer. He loves to spawn these death blades at your feet, and if you don't move, you're gone. To make matters even worse, if you pull these loader bots, they just straight up turn into Beyblades. I've tried my best to avoid them in more recent dungeons, but they still manage to get pulled every single time. The first boss in this place is Big Mama. Even if the Straw Hats came to your aid, you'd still struggle on this boss. To be fair, this fight isn't even about hitting the boss, it's about killing the ads before Big Mama uses her death button. The good thing is though, you can bait the ads into the walls. Do people do that though? No. So instead, you're slowly having to kill each ad and hope you can kill them before Big Mama kills you. And thankfully, we did. Remember what I said about them Shreddinators? Well, there's two of them now. I'm so sorry, healers. It wouldn't be a dungeon if there wasn't a duo boss. This one was a bit of a pain in the first week. It's not so bad now everyone knows what they're doing, but man, it was a shit show from start to finish. The mechanics are pretty simple. Dodge beam, dodge swirls. If you get swirl, go on bomb and pray you don't die. Charge Dum Dum into Bomb Bomb. And of course, like every duo boss, kill them at the same time. Believe me, your healer and tank will thank you for it. Or just die, that works too. Swamp Face requires a lot of communication beforehand, but because this was only like day one, nobody had a clue, so instead it was just a goddamn free-for-all. But with the use of pings, we managed to take down the boss with no more casualties. Now it's time for the real boss of the dungeon, Bubbles. Who would have thought a goddamn fish would be able to wipe a whole group? People are actively avoiding this dude in higher keys, and I don't blame them. That backwash ability is absolutely broken. We finish up the dungeon with 3 minutes to spare, and we got no loot. I was trying out all the dungeons, so up next is Mechagon Workshop. Now, how do I put this nicely? I fucking hate this dungeon. The first few attempts at this dungeon was hands down the worst experience I've ever had. This starter pull, I could never group up nicely because people would just aggro and people just don't kick. I mean, I know it's a pug, but man, it's one button you need to press every 15 seconds. Thankfully, they don't one-bomb you at these key level, but you will see all the pain and suffering I go through in later keys. But for now, let's get these lower keys out the way first. This boss fight really does take me back. I don't know if any of you non-UK viewers know about Robot Wars, but this fight is exactly like that. I would have loved it if they had a mechanic where you could get into a machine and like flip over one of the bosses or something. Like that would be so much fun. But still, these hammers are kind of cool, I guess. It was a 5, so I was kind of limit testing. But riddle me this. Why did we survive a massive pull, but then 9 of these techno puppies shred us to bits? I guess these dogs really do have that dog in them, but not enough to take me down. The Daddy Dog boss is kind of boring. The mechanics are pretty simple. He leaps, does damage, you get a dart on you, your healer dispels. But the whole get behind a cube is so boring. There's a secret tech where you can still hit the boss and still be in line of sight. I've not figured it out yet, so if someone can give me tips, leave them down below. Oh, fuck off. Bruh, this is fucking boring. So boring. Yeah, I hate that bit. I didn't even realize that this was a boss at first, but I guess it is. He really doesn't do much, just watch out for the spinning cogs and swirls and you're pretty much good. Oh, and kill the ad. One thing I did want to bring up is these generators. These are actually a safe zone for people during the short out mechanic, and I'm pretty sure if you're inside them, the explosion from the squirrel can't hit you either. Another dungeon down, and once again, no loot. Look, don't you dare reset. Look at that. I felt like I was kicking constantly, man. These guys, this doesn't even count my CC, by the way. This doesn't even count the chains, the Sigil of Misery, my stun. I think it may count my silence, maybe, I don't know. But, God, that was infuriating. Yeah, I was a little tilted towers, but hey, here's a big pull. Wait, how far did I go? There was no tame pulls in this dungeon. I don't know what route Yoda TV gave me, but small pulls like this turn into this in a matter of seconds. The good thing is though, the timer in this dungeon is very generous, so big pulls like this are not too bad, but I'm sure the healer has something to say about that.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
One boss I have been struggling with in this dungeon is this goddamn giant rock. I know all we gotta do is focus the empower one, but I just didn't know if I had to keep moving the boss, so I just slightly posted up and hoped we would kill it before the boss killed us. And well... Luckily though, we survived, so we managed to take it down. Ooh! Now for the best part of the dungeon.
Run, Forrest, run!
You already know Blizzard stole this idea straight out of Mario. Yeah, this dungeon didn't go too well. We just died time and time again. We finally figured out how to do the boss, but that was a painful 40 minutes of my life that I will never get back. The good thing about hitting rock bottom though, is there's nowhere else to go but up. Did I just quote sing? Yes. Yes I did. We timed our next dungeon with just 14 seconds to go. Did I do some insane pulls and get raged at by my healer? Absolutely. Oh. Come on, bruh. In my defense, I didn't pull that extra pack. 3 paladins are doable, but 5? That's just crazy. The real problem with this pack are these damn paladins. They cast Sacred Toll every 5 seconds, and that thing hits like a truck. And on top of that, the other mobs either spam firebolts or slap you in the face with their shiny swords. If you've played Priory, or Priory, however you want to say it, you know this dungeon is hell. Every mob is ridiculously hard. And once you finally reach the end, there's a mini boss that just kills you with his aura alone. We ended up getting a ring from this dungeon, but it wasn't even an upgrade. I knew in my heart I could push further, but with such a low eye level, we weren't getting invited. so I turned to one place where I know I could gear up fast, and that is delves. Tier 8 delves are the best way to loot up quickly, and luckily for us, we got a delve bounty on our very first one, which means a guaranteed hero track piece. Now, I'm not going to show you the delves because, let's be honest, they're brain dead easy for a tank. They take like 10 minutes, so instead, I'm just going to tell you what I got. Straight away, we sadly got an upgraded trinket, so that means I had to say goodbye to the Arakara sack brood. And from our delve bounty, we got some hero track legs. We did some more delves and got a head, more legs, and another trinket. We used the crest that we got from the delves to upgrade our gear, and we went from looking like this to this. We also killed the world boss, who dropped us a necklace.
Nice.
With our new and improved gear, we jumped straight into a 6 Theatre of Pain. Not sure if my healer would just cracked or if these upgrades made me immortal, but we only had one death in the whole entire dungeon, and that was when my healer randomly decided to become a tank. Even scary pulls like this didn't even feel too bad, but I do not recommend this pull to anyone. Zav went down with no issues. This pull was a little bit better this time. I think if the range stay close, it's not so bad because these fuckers don't jump around so much. Nothing really happened in this dungeon. Like I said, there was only one death, so we finished it with 8 minutes to spare. But believe me when I say, we have some rough Theatre of Pains in the future, so stay tuned for that. We didn't slow down and jumped straight into a 6 workshop. The first pull was still messy as hell. I don't know why, but people can't help but trigger this first pack, so it's next to impossible to group them all up nicely. A few mobs ended up getting a bit loose. I went on a killing spree and took down our DPS. The first boss was really smooth, apart from the fact that my team kept walking into me. Are they meant to do this or something, or are they just straight up trolling me? Why would he walk into me? Even though it was a 6, I was still pulling like a madman. But don't worry, I wasn't crazy enough to pull all the dogs again. But surely pulling 4 with the boss isn't stupid, right?
Go crazy. Go stupid.
Nah, surprisingly, it went well. Our team were pumping, and I'm a VDH god. No way. Oh fuck. I hate this goddamn fucking shitty ass goddamn. Oh, I hate this dungeon so much. The most calm person in Manchester. Ugh, goddamn it, I should have just jumped. Even though you are basically immortal when these generators are up, once they go down, you go back to being your original self. A bald, worthless piece of I'm sorry, I don't know what came over me there. Let's get back to the dungeon. Things were going smooth. It did get a little bit hairy during the third boss, but we just threw back our trusty Agri healing pot and popped demon spikes, and we were bing chilling. These next mobs are straight killers, so it's best to stagger the pull. Trust me, they can chain kill your entire team off spawn if you're not careful. We finished the dungeon with 8 minutes to spare. Once again, people was kicking and the damage was nice, so it was the easiest dungeon I've done this season. The same people wanted to do more keys, so we jumped into an 8 Cinderbrew. An 8 already? I know, but hey, sometimes you gotta throw yourself in the deep end and hope you don't drown. Cinderbrew has been a rough dungeon for people this season, and I get it, the packs are hard, but it mostly comes down to the lack of dungeon knowledge, so let me give you a few tips to help you time this key. If you're a healer, you basically never want to do this intermission mechanic. As a VDH, you can easily get 2 beers before your team even delivers the next 3. For the boss itself, just try and not clog up the room with the honey, and don't get hit with the swallows like I did. As for tank busters, there's one, but it doesn't really hit that hard. Just pop a defensive and make sure you drop the honey in a good place. And that also goes for you DPS and healer. Place your pools in good places and avoid the frontal. Packs leading up to the B boss can be rough, but as long as you interrupt these 2 abilities, you'll be fine. Watch out for this big ability that the hyena does though, but the most silent and deadly ability in this pack is the Final Sting. Once the bees reach 20% health, they will use Final Sting. Make sure to CC them when they are low, and pray you kill them before they wipe your entire team. As for the boss, I mean, it's really easy. Tank, move the swallows into the corner, and get aggro on the ads. And DPS, kill the ads and fly them into the barrels. The only AoE ability this boss does is Fluttering Wings. It hits pretty hard, so pop a defensive. The next area leading up to the IPA boss has some harder mobs in my opinion. Mostly because they're non-stop casting these abilities. During these packs, you basically want to be kicking and CCing them all the time. Make sure to not overpull, and for the love of God, kill the barrels. The Spell Drink ability is a must CC. If they get this off, their free sample ability will most likely one-shot people in higher keys. As for the goblins, aim them into a close wall and make sure you gain threat on the drops, and you're pretty much good. The IPA boss is easy. Just use your chains to group up the ads and try your best to make sure they don't reach the boss, and you're pretty much chilling. There's also a dot you need to worry about, but who cares about all that stuff? Just pump your heart out and leave that loser stuff to the healer. Again, I'm so sorry healers. As for the final boss, ideally you just want the tank to destroy all the big barrels. This is because every big barrel you destroy, it leaves a nasty dot. So if you leave it to the tank, there's enough time in between each mechanic for the dot to fade away. We timed the 8 Cinderbrew with just a minute left on the clock, and we got a huge shoulder upgrade. Ooh! I was confident, so we jumped straight into a 7 Motherload, where I got absolutely humbled. I don't know why, but this boss just got giga strong, super fast, and it fucked everyone up. I ended up getting the blame and was left confused as hell. I'm pretty sure though, we just didn't focus the ad in time, so the smash just knocked us all out. My feelings were hurt after that key, so we took a break. There's still a long way to go before we hit Keystone Hero, but so far the dungeons have been great, and I'm loving it. This is what we're looking like, and if you enjoy the content, hit the subscribe button. If you made it this far, we already know you like the content, so subscribe anyway. Like, comment, all of that good stuff. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.